This is an iPad Pro, this is an iPad Pro 2020, this is a dirty iPad Pro, and it's going to receive a new paper-like film. Please remember to just like and subscribe this video so there will be more and more videos coming and you can just find out more. Today I'm gonna compare the original screen with the paper-like screen for iPad Pro, so let's get started. First of all, we need to remove the very lousy tempered glass film, and I'm gonna clean the surface of my iPad Pro. Why I don't use that? Because it is horrible to write or draw on this tempered glass film. And of course, I'm gonna compare Apple Pencil with a third-party pencil, WiWU Pencil Pro, to tell you how these pens perform. Let's start with Apple Pencil. Of course, it's a breeze to use Apple Pencil on every app that is designed to write. For example, the original note-taking app designed by Apple. However, when I write on this screen, it's like those sticky feeling is very uncomfortable. I don't really like that. It's like you're writing on a very soft glass. It's having a very high resistance, and especially when you want to erase the things or just do some very simple coloring, the screen just gives you a very resistant, hesitant feedback and just produce those annoying sounds that make you very cautious and might constantly checking your Apple Pencil's pen tip. And yep, this sticky feeling is not really nice because after a few minutes of writing and drawing, I grew tired. You know, my wrist and my fingers are really sore. Oh no! However, without any films or screen protectors, when you actually watch films, it's going to be a much better experience. And because there is a pressure sensor, you can always draw your, funny drawings with a higher precision and different shades of blacks or whatever color you're having. But I grew sick and tired of drawing because of this high resistance. No! However, if you're just using this Apple Pencil for simple note-taking on this original screen, it's going to be okay because when you write or highlight, it's not going to be very bad. And let's try WiWU Pencil Pro. It's a much cheaper alternative, 38 Sing dollars. Draw on this iPad original screen is having a much smoother experience, and it's kind of cool. I really like this feeling. However, because it doesn't really have this pressure sensor, it's not going to help you draw well. So I gave up drawing halfway, just like the original Apple Pencil. And when I color, it's also having those annoying resistant sounds. No. But it's much better to use this WiWU Pencil Pro for note-taking, for me at least, because it's having a much smoother writing experience. But when you just zoom in a lot, it's not going to have those very thin lines like the actual Apple Pencil. And as you can see from the comparison, it's much darker. Let's get started with the paper-like film. It's written in Japanese, I don't really know what it means, but I can tell from this chart that this film has sort of like a closer resistance to paper and pencil. And it actually has instructions. If you can't read them, there is a global version, and it actually indicated that this is suitable for the new iPad Pro 2021. And let's just open this box up and just find all the small accessories inside with one blue film. And yep, after I've already cleaned the surface again for the iPad Pro, sticking this film to my iPad Pro's screen.
A few moments later.
And yep, you can look at it, it's kind of flawless. Wow. And when you start to write, it's having much better writing experience. It's crisp, it's smooth, it's very fast to write. It doesn't have this sticky, resistant kind of a feeling from the screen. That's bad feedback to me. But if you don't really like this paper-like feedback, I suggest use the original screen. And when you color, you don't really have the kind of resistant and weird noise. So it's kind of a good thing to have a paper-like film if you're already coloring. And after having this crisp, smooth writing and drawing experience, I decided to draw you know, a very cute corgi. Very long time since I drew anything, so please bear with me. But as you can tell from the screen, it's effortless to color and draw on the iPad Pro. However, if you're using WiWU Pencil Pro or any third-party, you know, pencil, you can't actually use them to draw because it doesn't really have pressure sensors. So when you are going to shade, it's going to be bad for your drawings. You can't actually double tap on the body to change different tools and go back to note taking. Apple Pencil performs much better to write on paper like film. Once you write, it doesn't really have those resistance, so it's such a pleasure to write. However, with WiWU Pencil Pro, it's like those, you know, pen. Yeah, it's those pen, actual pen instead of pencil. It's like smooth, fast, and crisp. Once you're finished writing, it might be dirty on the screen, so please remember just to clean your screen. Do not worry, it's not a damage to the screen. So once you really clean it, it's going to be clean and bright and smooth. Of course, with this paper-like screen, it's not going to perform as well when you're watching film, but I think it's a good trade-off if you're writing a lot. So after comparing pencils and screens, I think paper-like film is kind of a good investment if you're really writing or drawing a lot.